Good morning, Flosstube. Bam, stitching between the lines. Monday morning, October 19th, 2020, video number 85. Hope everybody's doing well. We're in a whole different spot today. It's dark. It's dark here. It's rainy. It's dark. And we need a lot of light. But at any rate, we're out. I thought we maybe could have a fall, like, backdrop. This is my front entryway. And it decorated up nice for fall. It's not even all of it. There's a picture hanging over this old dresser, washstand dresser. It's really a dresser that's reflecting all the light. Oh, look, here's my piles of stuff. So it's hard to see. I haven't quite worked out all of the appropriate stuff on there. New house, do new things, different ways. I just lost my microphone. There we go. Hopefully everybody hears okay. This though, I'm really reflecting the ceiling light again, is an old storm door. You know, the insert on a old wooden storm door. You know, you take out the screen, put in the window, and vice versa. That door will forever be a screen door because I absconded with the storm door that was at our old seasonal cottage. So, we never put the storm door back up. The front door shut so tight. So anyway, this was in the basement, and I said, "Oh, we're bringing that with us." So anyway, it'll be fun to hang a new wreath on it every season. I change up the quilts. This is an antique quilt. A lot of history there, but we won't go there. But it's in perfect condition, like perfect condition. Probably made 80 years ago, somewhere in that neighborhood. Anyway, I've been stitching like a maniac because I haven't had like other obligations, you know. nothing, you know. We're all living like a bunch of cloistered nuns, as I say. I don't know, what can I say? Oh no, we're not going to show whips yet. Sorry. It's like I've lost track of what we do here. So anyway, we saw the house. There's the whole foyer here and stuff, and the laundry room, and you might hear the washer and dryer running. We have big like double doors in the front of the entryway. We're trying to figure out how to replace and put storm doors up there as well. Not an easy job. Apparently, it's not easy. I can pick any door out of a catalog that I like. It's making it work with how they built this. Anyway, I wanted to do one little piece of housekeeping before we go real far. Regarding advertising on your Flosstubes, YouTubes. I obviously, as you all know, unless you're paying for the subscription to YouTube, advertise. My selection of ads are skippable at the beginning of a video, and that's it. And some of you are laughing or calling me a liar. I wanted to look back at an older video and was horrified, and I mean horrified, to see that there's ads all through that video. Like, that's my least favorite ads when I watch a video, are the ones that come in during the middle. They're often not skippable, and they sometimes break up a sentence. Like, it's just the placement is so awkward, and it makes me feel like people are only making a video for the sheer point of making money, like they're putting ads everywhere they can. I will sometimes not watch videos that I know, no judgment, watch them, don't watch them, sorry if you hate mine, but the whole point of this is a little bit of an apology for something I discovered. So let's go back to my pet peeve is videos in the middle, but also when video makers make a video and they don't really have anything to show, they just sort of make up a point for their video. And there's ads in the beginning, in the middle, and end, the whole thing. I mean, I watch YouTube because I want to see my people, number one. But then secondly, I want to see what they're doing. But if they're just going to show old stuff, previous stuff, and then have a ton of ads in there, I know they're doing it just to make money. So anyway, I do it. I don't know why, because it gives me a little thrill when I get the money. Who wouldn't? Helps you buy the more stuff, right? This is a time commitment. I was thinking of all the things I was going to do this morning, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to make a video. So you have to sort of, I mean, it does take your time. But anyway, so back to the original portion of this story. I wanted to I was looking back for something in an old video, and there were ads in the middle of it. I was horrified. I'm like, oh, I didn't choose that. How did I choose that? I didn't choose that. And I started looking back. All of my videos had ads in the middle of them. I was just floored. This is not an option I ever chose. I only ever, when you upload a video and I check it. So here's my thing is if you don't ever watch your videos, you might want to go look, because there's video watchers I've watched for a long, long time that I'm overwhelmed by the ads, and I'm shocked. Well, apparently, maybe YouTube is shoving them in there randomly, even though you didn't choose to add them. I mean, you have to agree to have ads, number one. So if you've never had ads, I don't think you're going to see ads pop up. But I had agreed, you have to reach a certain point. You have to be eligible to have ads. And then you get a bunch of choices. And I've only, like I said, ever chose skippable at the beginning. And apparently they were all over the place. Some of them had ending ads plus the middle ads. It was a nightmare. I went back to my YouTube account, and you have to go into every single video to edit it and take out and adjust the ad situation. So I did that, and as you know, I just said in the beginning, I got 85 videos. That took a while. Took a while to keep track of what I was doing, because you just don't go back to your editing page and then there's the next video you need to go look at. You got to scroll back down, find the video, go in, save it, whatever, save the changes. If YouTube ever does that again, I will have to rethink whether there'll be ads or not. If I can keep them only ever at the very beginning, skippable, you watch 5 seconds, you get on with your life. I've been thinking about getting the paid subscription to YouTube, which would alleviate me watching ads. I just haven't reached that point yet. I feel like I'm, like how many monthly things are nickel and diming you, your Netflix and your Hulu and blah, blah. There's more, all the things. And so, I don't know. I'm considering some options and thinking about it. So, sorry about the ads. Didn't make that choice. I fixed it for now. We'll see what happens in the future. An interesting thing, though, while I was scrolling back through is every now and then there'd be a video missing, like numerically missing. And I'd think, well, the first time I saw it, I thought, well, maybe I just numbered it wrong. The second time I saw it, I thought, where are my videos going? I never deleted a video. There were 3 gaps in the numbers, and I just thought, not really sure. I didn't delete any videos. So I don't know. Did I number? What I need to do is look at my iPad and look at my computer on YouTube in the editing to see if there's a chronological number versus the number I give it. Because sometimes, like early on, videos are broken into 2 parts. I actually thought one was 3 parts and there were only 2 parts there. I didn't rewatch it to see if it really was. There's nothing I can do about it. At the point of 85 videos, those videos aren't saved anywhere but on YouTube. So if it's gone, it's gone. So, interesting. It was an enlightening weekend. Anyway, let's talk about what you're really here for. Not my cruddy weather, but the stitching. So let's see, where do we start? First, I have to start with a gigantic thank you to our friend Lori, my friend Lori Yu. She's a frequent commenter on, I think, a lot of videos. She heard me mention not having ever used Victorian motto threads, and she sent me some so I could see how luscious they are. And yes, they are. They are wonderful. not at the point yet where I'm like joining a thread of the month club or anything. I literally have hundreds and hundreds of overdyed, having accumulated them for projects over the years. Would complicate things so much to go through and choose a whole different colorway, but I might not be hesitant. Look at those beautiful, very fall, very like Halloween like combos. I don't know, there might be something that could come out of these. And then she also sent me a whole, it was so lovely, bundle of fabrics. I'm sure she heard me say I kind of was giving up on 32 counts, especially lakeside linens, and going to 28 count. So she just sent me all kinds of little thises and that's of 28 counts, and what was the other one I saw on here that I was like, oh, look at that. I know I'm in the minority when I say I like this MCG stuff. I do. It feels so good in your hands. I don't know, but thank you, Lori. That was very, very sweet, very, very generous and kind. I gave my daughter a lot of my 32 count. Being a teacher and being out of work for so long, she picked up and started doing some cross stitch. She's done some nice things. Both my daughters, actually. So that'll be kind of fun. I don't think we'll be making videos together. I don't know. I'm not really sure what their feelings are on wanting to do that with their mother. But maybe. I don't know. And then, see, my pile is not big. And then I got this on Stash Unload for $1.50. As soon as I saw, I kept looking at it. I'm like, are you sure? I almost emailed or posted a comment and asked, was this pattern in there? Just to make sure I wasn't spending a whole $1.50 and not getting the pattern, because it's, it's $1.50 plus shipping. There wasn't anything else I really wanted. And it's funny that it came from not very far away. When I saw the person's where their location was, I thought, oh, that's funny. Still, maybe an hour, maybe a little more. I forget where I am now compared to where I used to be. I got, there's a lot of lakes to get up and around. Anyway, another thing I did was I finally, and there's really not a lot of reason for why this wasn't get done, except I don't FFO very often, finally put Surfside Cottage, which I changed to Lakeside Cottage, in its frame. This is a family tree frame, like from the Family Tree Frame Company, which it's not the same frame that's on here, but it's the same maker. And so they're often made just the right size for the country cottage patterns. Our old cottage looked a lot like this, and it had a front porch, but it had a green door that I stole the storm door from. So anyway, it's so pretty. I did the finishing. When I do a piece that's going in a frame, I use foam core board covered with a piece of batting. I stretch the stitching over it and I pin it. You can pin right into the side of the foam core, and then I lace it and I maybe adjust the pins and get the lacing going. Oh, I forgot to bring a spool of thread. Admire this. I want to talk about this. So admire my corner. I had everything set up on my sewing machine where I usually take videos, and then it's so dark over there. It needs so much light on, like all my extra lighting. Anyway, I know people struggle a little bit with framing or, getting anything stretched and what to do, and the sticky board controversy and all that. I'm not going to say I've never used sticky board, but I like the foam core because I can stick the pins in the side. And if it's you can follow a thread up to see where you should be, bending it around. You can pull a thread at the point where you need to be bending it. I didn't need to do that. This linen, I could just really follow really clearly. So then I use stainless steel pins. These are actually ballpoint pins, which you can use or not use however you want. It's nice if they come through the foam, your finger maybe doesn't catch them as cruelly as on a really pointy one. But I just buy these at Joann's, and you can see it was like a package of 400. I use those, and then the thread I use when I'm lacing or doing the back is actually, I just get it at Joann's. It's a quilting thread, and it's thicker. Let me put this down. There's a needle in there. It's thicker than regular thread, so it's really, you'd have to work hard at making it break if you we're going to break it. I'm almost out. I have a cream colored one too, but it's time to replace that. So that's what I feel like the best about using. And then when I frame, I save like every piece of cardboard that's some amount firm, stiff, but not real thick. So I had a piece. I bought a couple things to help, and they've been invaluable. The first one is I bought the little gun. It looks like a staple gun that puts these in to the side of the frame. I saw this on a Flosstube, and I bought mine from Amazon. It looks like a staple gun, and right into the side of the wooden frame, and it holds it beautifully. I actually have some things that I've framed in the past where it's every now and then the whole thing just kind of drops out because it's not held in so well. So I need to go, every time that happens, I need to go and replace it with these. I've written on the back what it is. And was there one more thing I was going to talk about? Oh, I also bought, if you watch Priscilla and Chelsea, Stitching with the Housewives, they're asked all the time about their finishing tools and what they use. And Priscilla has a paper cutter, and I actually went to their Amazon shop and bought that same one, and it is wonderful. Like, I used it to cut this. You can't use it on foam core board. You could, but foam core being 1/4 inch thick, when you cut it with a blade like that, you're gonna smush all the edges. So what I do is I do it on my quilting cutting mat. I use an X-Acto knife. I use my quilt like my rulers for cutting fabric. And then you just score it, and then you go a little deeper, and you go a little deeper, and I get a pretty decent edge. It doesn't look like I chewed it apart or anything. So that's what I use. I've had the same X-Acto knife for a million years. You can like break a little part of the blade off. And then that works. That's what works for me. I don't do a lot of framing, but when I do, I feel like it looks good. So I think I'm going to maybe make an effort to buy more frames. I've been trying to find another one of these family tree frame company frames. I bought this from the Fat Quarter shop. They're not inexpensive, but if I went to a frame shop, it would cost a lot more to have them custom frame it. Been looking for one. I think its name is James. They're all like named after a person. Like this one's named Molly. They're like a person's name. And Fat Quarter Shop has some, and you find them hit or miss here and there, but I can't find, like if you go to the Family Tree Frame Company, they don't sell retail. They sell to shops. So they tell you right away, go ask your shop to order it. So I don't even know if it's something that's still in inventory or not. So anyway, there's those things. Let's talk about some stitching. When I did my last video, I said I was going to stitch on this for a week, which is the kit, the Lucas kit I bought from mybobbin.com. They gifted me so that I would talk about them. I coveted this one for a long time and just hadn't bought it. So I had started this in Mania. It's upside down. In Mania, I had done, let me just give myself a little bit of structure here. In Mania, I had done, Mania plus a few days of May, I had worked on this section over here. Yeah. And then I had done the dragonfly too, so it must be I had done the stem. And possibly the rest of the stem. And I had done only this dark brown, like a little dark brown shadow strip here. When I sat down to work on it, I'm trying to give things a week of my time before I put it away again. It took me a long time to find my place on the pattern. The pattern is 8 pages, so that's a lot of corners to come together. There's no overlapping gray area. I had made copies of parts and taped them together, and on my copies I had been, putting pencil where I was done, and maybe I hadn't really done it in this part. Not only is it 8 pages, they're 8 pages that are legal size, so they don't fit in like my copiers to recopy them, so I'm trying to copy an edge and it's a fiasco. So it takes some patience. So I finished in the first week. Sorry, I need one of those foam core board pieces over here. I finished this part of the pumpkin down to the leaves. And it just takes a lot of concentration and a lot of ability to like set up my space with the things I need. So I decided after the first week I really didn't want to stop mid pumpkin. So I went ahead and spent a second week on it where I did all these leaves, whatever stems were left, and then the bottom part of the pumpkin. And I'm happy that I went that extra mile. The leaves were tedious, but the end result is gorgeous. I mean, they just look stunning. So I was really, really anxious to move on and start on this green pumpkin. And I haven't done any of this. I will. I'll get back to it. 2 weeks was good. So next time I'll obviously get into this pumpkin, and whether I'll start back here with the shelf or not is to be determined. So that was 2 weeks, which was good. And then I pulled out the Farms of Hawk Run Hollow. And I've been carrying this along for a few years. Mania 2019, I did this big section. Mania 2020 were these 2 blocks, and they are done, I've showed you. And then I had hoped in this year, between May 2020 and May 2021, to do 2 more blocks, and then there would be 2 more blocks that were Mania. So I pulled this out, and it was some work. There was some serious work in that block. I really thought I would have to go into this week with it, but I did finish it last night. I had some serious stitching days, though. We had some rain. No real obligations or anything like that. This section right here took me almost 3 whole days. I would stitch some lengths of white, and then I would go and do this. Oh, and before I even started, these were framed in. Some idle day, I don't know, I framed them in. And I had framed in this sign, so those parts were done. So this whole thing, that was tedious. But maybe after finishing a couple lengths of thread, I would go up and I'd do something else. And then I'd go back, and then I'd go do something else. So I managed to finish it. I'm looking at the next one thinking, oh, there's a lot of stitching in that too. These blocks are like 92 stitches wide. So I don't know. So this week coming up, after doing 3 weeks of steady, big, hard projects, I was thinking I will work on some odds and ends. I've kitted some projects. I've messed around. I have the Shannon Christine ornaments that are coming fast and furious that I'd like to try to keep up with. So this week I'll mess around. Maybe I'll start one of the little fall, mostly what I've kitted are either fall or Christmas things. Maybe start a couple of those and finish the ornaments. And then maybe I'll keep this out, and maybe I'll hop in and put some of this sky and all that solid stitching in there. See how it goes. We'll see. It could be after a week I'm done. The latest Shannon Christine ornament, I'm done to the point of needing beads. I didn't bring the picture, sorry, but there's a bunch of beads. Beads do a lot of things. There might be like a whole ribbon of beads. And the freebie I haven't seen yet. It'll probably be out this week. Let's see, I've done August, September, 2 4, 6 ornaments, because then each month has 2 ornaments plus a freebie. So this is the first of the October ornaments. I have the second of the October ornaments to stitch and the freebie, which hasn't arrived yet. This spool of thread dropped on the floor. I mentioned before that I'm not doing the Krynic, wherever there's yellow, it's supposed to be Krynic. I am doing it, I did it in like 437 or something that's kind of a yellow DMC, and then after it's stitched, I'm going over it with some filament. And I saw this also on a YouTube video, somebody who does quilting too, Anna, is it Woolly Mammoth Stitching? Or is that her quilting name? Stitch Roadies. She showed this because she does a lot of embroidery along with her, or like felt work and stuff in her quilting embroidery, and she showed this, and I think that it was something she learned from a designer. That's this Thread Zap 2. I went straight to Amazon and I bought this baby, and what it does is, I don't know if I can do that without a magnifier and just my glasses on to see what's going on here. But you get your edge of your Krynic or your filament or whatever thread you're using, and you push the button and it heats up this little filament coil thing here, and then you touch the end. Can you see it smoking? Let me see if I can put it somewhere where maybe you can see that it's smoking. No, it doesn't really show you that. And you tap at the end a little bit and it kind of seals it up. It kind of burns the end a little bit. Kind of put it close to the camera, but you can't see it through my fingers. And filament is one of the finer things. So let me see if it's not really hot. Yes, I can feel that the end is a little bit harder, like it has a little burn end on it. So that is a lifesaver. You still can't use, super long lengths or anything, but it's less frustrating because your tail doesn't start to come all unwound. So those are my tips. I'm helping you spend your money. And that's it for this rainy Monday morning. Like I said, I'm going to get back to this 2 Shannon Christines and then the freebie when it comes out. I have a Mill Hill Santa that I started eons ago. I don't think the stitching is all finished. It might be, but I want to pull that out and get that done. I have a couple other Mill Hill I'd like to do. So once I finish the Santa, I might pull out another one to start. We'll see. There's all kinds of possibilities. I hope everybody's going to have a great week. Has had lots of stitching time. This is sort of the slump between summer outdoor life and the holiday season. I don't expect any sort of trick-or-treaters out here on our little private road where we're the only people here. I think there's a couple houses down the road that the people are still here, but I don't think they don't. One for sure doesn't stay the winter, and the other one's thinking they may stay this winter. And there's one other family down the other way. I don't think anybody comes down here to trick-or-treat down these little private dark roads. So I'm not expecting that. We didn't have trick-or-treaters at our other house either, so it's been a lot of years since we've been able to participate in that. What else? Nothing. There is nothing else happening. The garage is almost done. I don't have a picture to show you. The backfill has to happen. And then, I don't know. And that's it. I got laundry to do. I got some other housework tasks, Monday morning things that I usually do. And that's it. Look, half an hour. I really thought this was going to be long. But nope, not. So enjoy your day, everybody. Bye.